Leave your hometown and come back. Leave your hometown and come back and see what happens. You're gonna see what happens. You're gonna feel that feeling. This video is for a very specific type of person. A motherfucker who must leave their hometown before they're dead, in jail, or anything of the sort. You must leave. You must leave. Leave the comfort. It's not comfort. Comfort ain't real. The only comfort you can find is in uncertainty. It's in the unpredictable. That's the only comfort. The only comfort is discomfort itself. Just like how your biggest goal should be, your only fear should be fear itself. The only comfort is discomfort itself, bro. And once you become comfortable being in discomfort, which is moving away, which is going to somewhere else that can service you. Once you are over the bridge, once you are at the new horizon, once you see the new waters ahead, you live on this small island. If you sail the ocean once, there's a thirst that will never be able to be quenched by small islands ever again. Maybe that's the worst part about making something of your life, because once you see over the hill, once you see over the horizons, you're like, this world is way bigger than anyone ever described to me or even tried to describe to me. That's the thing. Because I return back to familiar places, and it is like damn near a haunting, ghoulish hellscape. That's what it will be. Especially because you are creating motion. And there's motion out in these worlds. And there's so many parts and people that you have touched and are touching. But if you return to a spot that you do not have to, you could feel it in your soul, man. A lot of people feel it in their soul when it comes to their hometown. I got a friend who often has complaints about her hometown. But she hasn't done anything to leave this town. And that's how it gets you. There's a little thing, and not everybody, it doesn't feel this way for everyone, and gladly so. I'm glad that there's some people that can stay in the same place for a very long time, but it must be how it's aligned in my astrological chart. I've had to move a lot. So being comfortable in discomfort is my forte. That is where I come from. Having to make quick life-changing decisions is where I come from. I've been doing that since I was a kid. I've been having to deal with the repercussions of making fast decisions since I was a kid, since I was a baby, really. So I just know very well what this feels like. But man, there is some type of weight, and why is there the weight? Why does it suck for some people to come back to where they once were? Because there's often a change that needs to happen that no one can see, or that no one wants to do the work to make happen. So you are alone in your thoughts, and you are alone in your changing. So you just sit there, and it's you versus you. And you just kind of have to just say to yourself, you just have to dispel these negative forces that try to trap you and take you down as you return to a place that you once were. Because it's tough. The people think the same. Everything looks the same, which you have left. Because you don't want to really run from it. You don't really want to run from your hometown, because there's been many times where I have ran from where I'm from. But instead, you must walk away, because that's the real escape. Because what you run from chases after you even faster. I love that phrase. But at the same time, you must smite it. You must walk away from a burning building. That's smiting it. You must explode it. You must explode where you come from. You must make it unbearable and the most intolerable thing to return back to. And there's other ways to do this. There maybe is another way, but this is my way and the only way that I know. Or else I just see people return. But see, there's obligations, man. There's a cross that everyone must carry, and it's family, and usually your family is in that place. But even family, it's so difficult to be around family when they do not want to change. When there's it's almost like you have to live a double life. And I've spoken about this a lot of times, but it's like you have to live a double life. You have to be Clark Kent and Superman. You have to be Bruce Wayne and Batman. But the best way to do it is just like put your single life on Front Street so you do not have to have fake conversations with people and force people to understand the past that you have been traveling down, in the past that you have constructing, and all these plans that you have been constructing. You better force these people to understand where you're at and what you're doing now, because that's the only way people listen. And another way people listen from where you're from is like you just stop talking entirely and you just commit to just doing. You devote your life, your sole mission, your sole purpose. You devote it to just straight action. And it's like, if you want to know how I'm doing, if you want to check up on me, just look at what I'm doing. Just look at what I'm doing. It's what I tried to get all y'all to do. Just look at what I'm doing. I can't have the same conversations. This is dead. Like, I have changed. I have seen the seas. I have sailed the seas. I returned back to this village, but I have sailed the seas and I have many a gifts. But some of these gifts can only be received if you take the steps to understand that there is more than what is in front of you. It's funny that we surf the web. We surf the web, but we really should be surfing life. We really should be escapading in our lives instead of scrolling. What scrolling really is a call to adventure. But instead of scrolling, imagine if you created your own scroll. And this can only be done in foreign lands. Because a lot of the times, you know the sayings of there's no you gonna be a prophet elsewhere, not where you from, because that's just the way it is. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. Don't try to force nobody to see it your way. Don't do none of that. Go scale your path. Go scale the mountain. And try your best to stay in contact with the fam, with the friends who are tolerable. But even then, if you physically, mentally, spiritually can't, I understand. And don't let it bog you down too hard as you build your life. But man, don't let no guilt, don't let anybody's loneliness stop you from going on your path. You gotta go. You gotta go. You know when you gotta go. So just leave. It don't gotta be forever, but just leave for a little and come back, and you're gonna see how vast the world is. And you're gonna finally be on the steps to see what you actually want in this life. And what you actually want in this life probably aligns with an adventure of some sort. I don't mean abandon your life, but abandon what is not serving you. Because I see a lot of people live a life, but they're not actually living. It's a very zombified state that they're in, because they haven't left the village, not even once. They haven't left the island, not even once. Or they did leave and they found an island and they got complacent at this island when there was probably another island perfectly lined up for them. If they would have just sailed themselves instead of jumping ship, if they would have just sailed it, probably a couple of holes in the boat, but if they just kept sailing, they would have been able to see. Don't get caught lacking. Don't get caught lacking out in the ocean.